everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Lily. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am here with you guys for a new topic today that I want to talk to you guys about. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I do have my mic with me today because I'm on the balcony, just so that I can get some peace and that I can talk to you guys. So you are gonna hear traffic in the background. I'm sorry. I hope y'all can hear me good, but this is the only place that I could come out here and actually get a little bit of peace so that I can talk to you guys. So today I wanted to share with you guys the my first real panic attack that I had, and I want to describe to you guys how bad it was for me. So, you guys let me know what you think, or if you went through a similar episode with a panic attack. So this is when this was probably this is about 10 years ago. So this is 10 years ago. So I've been dealing with these panic attacks, anxiety, all of this for a while. So I was driving on my way to work. I had just dropped my baby off. I had just had my second son. No, he was probably about like a year in. It was probably about a year in since I had my middle son. And so I dropped him off at the babysitter. So I dropped him off. I was just driving down the road. Good morning. Having a great day. I'm just driving down the road, headed to my job, going to work. Drop him off, regular day. And so as I'm driving down the highway, all of a sudden I just felt like I was gonna like faint or dizzy or something. I was just like, so I'm just driving. I'm like I'm getting hot. So I'm laying my windows down because I'm like, okay, maybe I need air. But I started to feel like literally like I could not breathe. Like I felt like my throat was closing in. I couldn't breathe. So I'm thinking at any moment that I'm about to black out, veer off the road somewhere, whatever. I just knew that me driving down the road, like that was it. Like I was fixing to crash because I literally felt like I was fixing to black out. Like I'm just driving. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm trying to like still focus and get somewhere, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm just shaky. I didn't know what to do. So for some reason I just kept driving, and I just kept trying to keep my mind on that I was driving. I didn't know what was going on with me. I was just like, I'm just wanting to get to work and get around some people. And I was just like, since I didn't really know what it was, so I went into my job. And at first I was like, I was so shaken up a little bit, but I didn't really say anything because I was like, I don't really know what happened, so I don't want to bring like the attention on me or whatever. So but when I got there, I was still like shaking. So finally somebody was like, one of my coworkers was like, are you okay? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't really know what just happened to me. I was like, I was just riding down the road. All of a sudden, I just felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I was just I felt like I was going to faint and fall out. And they was like, oh my God. Like, I believe I was still like hyperventilating and kind of shaking or something. They were like, okay, we're going to take you. You need to go somewhere because you're shaking. Like, you just don't seem like you're yourself. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on. So I get there. I go into the ER, going there and talk to them, and the doctor was asking me questions. He was like, what, can you tell me what happened? So I'm just telling him like basically what I said. I'm driving down the road, just dropped my son off, and I'm just feeling, I just felt like I was just short of breath, or I couldn't breathe, or that I was gonna faint, like I was just gonna black out. So, he did like his little exam and continued to ask me questions, and I was like, okay. So, at this point, I was kind of a little bit relaxed, I guess, because I was like, okay, I'm at the hospital, I'm in a safe place, so if something is going on with me, I'm in the right place. So, I just sat there. Then he came back. I wasn't, like, really there long, and he checked everything. He was like, everything's normal, with vitals, everything they checked, lab, and all that was good. So, he was like, well, basically, what it seems like to me is that you had a panic attack, and I was like, what? He was like, yes, and so he started explaining it to me, and I still at this time didn't really understand it. It was just like, well, he was like, I think he called it like a severe anxiety attack or something like that. So I was just like, okay. So he started me out with Celexa. So that's a medicine that he started me out with, and I had took that medicine. So that's the medicine that I've been on for like 10 years, because I just felt like, I mean, I really didn't know, like, understand it really at that time. So I was probably like 26. Like, again, this is like 10 years ago. I'm not trying to tell my age, but it's like 10 years ago. So I really didn't understand it, but I just knew that it was a scary process because I didn't really know like what was happening. You know, why I was feeling that way. Why did that just come on me all of a sudden? Was I just anxious? Was I thinking about something? I'm a person that worries anyway. And so I probably just developed this over time because I just like constantly worry about stuff, or just a high anxiety person, but I never experienced like an actual like panic attack. And I've been around people that have dealt with them, and I still didn't really understand. Like, you don't really fully understand until you actually go through it yourself, or you have one. And I'm just here to tell you, it's the worst thing in the world. I don't wish it on nobody, because even though they don't last that long, but to you in that moment, it feels like a lifetime. It feels like this very second that you're gonna just die. Like, you're gonna just, well, for me, I don't know about y'all, so y'all can tell me, how y'all deal with it, how your attacks, affect you. But I know the moments that when I have a panic attack, I just feel like I'm just gonna like pass out and just be gone on off somewhere. Like, it just literally feels like death is right there. And so I heard someone say it feels like you're literally on the edge of a cliff. Like, you're on the edge of a cliff, or you're hanging from a cliff. It's that moment. You're looking up at that cliff like, is there a chance I can get up there, or is there a chance I'm fixing to fall? That's literally what my panic attacks feel like every time I have one. Like, I literally feel like I'm just gonna faint off somewhere, and I can't get myself together. And the thought of thinking that you're about to die for this whole minute or 2 minutes, however long yours lasts, for this whole time you're thinking that you're about to die, and it's just like the only thing that helps me. I'm still learning. I'm trying to find my thing. Since now I'm more aware, even though it doesn't change still the feeling that you feel when you have it. But being more aware can kind of help maintain it to where it's not as massive, it's not as bad. So one thing that really helps me is like feel a touch or something, human touch. Like, my husband literally has to like cradle me. I have to feel like some type of human touch to signal to my brain that I'm not dying. Like, I can feel, I can touch, I can taste. Like, I have to find whatever I can to make me feel like I'm in control of what's happening. I can maintain this. I can, control this. And so it's really, really mental, but it's so hard to get through that moment because you literally feel like your throat's closing up. And so I've heard, one of my friends said that, and I did try it. She said she's heard that people said that if they hold a block of ice in their hand, again, that's something you can feel. It's cold. That's something too. So if you haven't tried that and you're trying to find ways to deal with your attacks when you have them, research, or if you know anybody to deal with it together, you guys can come up with ways to help cope with it. Because literally, like, I could just be having a regular day. Like, it's nothing that, to me, that I feel like that I am thinking about or doing that causes it. So it can literally just come on, and then when it comes on, it's like Okay. At first, I'm telling myself, okay, I know what this is. I know what this is. I can control it. Take deep breaths, breathe. Take deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out. I'm talking myself out. But then there's that little piece in your mind that's like, what if it's not that? What if you're fixing to die? Like, this could be it. And so when you have that first thought that this could be it, it just goes like full force, then full force. It's gone. It's over after that. Once that thought comes to your mind, it's over. Like, and then you just go into full panic mode. And my husband just be, you have to calm down. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die. Like, literally, like, I'm not saying it, but in my head, I'm just like, get me somewhere. Something's happening. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just like, it's just too much. So they will drain you. But as I've gotten older, I've really, really paid attention to trying to understand my diagnosis, understanding how to be in front of it, be in control, and not let it consume me, and do what it does. Um, I started thinking, I was like, okay, so all of this kind of makes sense to me because when I was 16, I started working. No, yeah, 16 was when I first started working, but that wasn't when it started. I'm sorry. I had my first child, so this was probably about 21, 22. I went to work in retail for the first time, and it was a part time job that I was doing at Kmart, and so I was like really excited about it because I had never did retail. Everything that I had done was mainly like in healthcare. So I was like, oh, I want a part time, wanted a part time job for extra money. I had just had my first son and all that. So, anyways, I went to the job, worked, got the job, just really loved it. Finally got out of training and had to, run my own register, and which was fine. Like, I felt confident. I was excited, but for some reason, it was like the more people that came in my line for me to check out, I was just like, I don't know. I just felt like I was going to just faint or something. And then this goes back way before I was even diagnosed. So I didn't know what was going on at this time. And now it makes sense. I'm like, that was me experiencing part of a like mild panic attack or something at that time, and I just didn't know what it was, or you know I just didn't understand. So I had told um the lead or supervisor at the time, I was like, I don't know, I think I just need to take a minute off the register because I was like, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm faint or something. I don't know if it's something, like I was like, I ate, so I don't really feel bad or nothing. And so I was like, I don't understand why, I'm feeling, faint. So I think I need to just step off the register for a minute just to get myself together. She was like, all right, well, go ahead, take you, a little 15-minute break or whatever. Or, she was like, I'm going to just pull you off the register for a minute and I'll have you stock or whatever. So I was going to, make sure to close and stuff. So I took a little minute. She was like, okay, I'm going to have you back on the register because it's getting this. And I was like, okay. So I had to get on there, which I got through tonight. It was fine. But I noticed a couple of more times, I would be fine in my register sitting there. But all of a sudden, it was like the more people to get in my line, I would just start to feel like all of a sudden, I'm like, why is this happening? Like, why? I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I don't feel nervous. Maybe I am. I just don't know it. I don't know. But anyways, so I just thought about that because the older I am now, I'm going back and was like, I've been dealing with this for a long time. I've really been dealing with this for a long time, and I'm like, okay, the older I get, the worse. Yeah, so it's like, what do I do? So, and luckily, again, my husband's so understanding. Like he understands, so he has ways that he comforts me when I go through it to be able to breathe and coach through it. Because at first I used to do it on my own. I wouldn't even tell him. Like, I don't want to be telling him. I was like, I don't want to be telling him I have panic attacks, and he'd be worrying about me and all that, and it's just something you just don't express to people. Like, you just don't, because at that moment that if you're having a panic attack, it just depends. You may be thinking to yourself, I can get through this. There's no need to make a scene, because we know what happened when you make a scene. You make a scene, you trigger that little thing in there, and it makes you aware that something's happening. And then all of a sudden you start to freak out. You start to freak out because you're thinking, okay, something's wrong. Everybody's looking at me. It makes it worse. So sometimes you just think to yourself, I'm going to deal with this by myself. I'm not going to bring no attention to it. It's not that you don't want them to know or to help you with it. It just takes time for a person to feel comfortable to put that attention on them when they're going through it. So, but some of the things I would feel would be like numbness, tingling type feelings, even like in my face. I would just feel like numb, and then my throat would always feel like clogged, or like it was gonna close, or I just would feel like I feel like I'm not getting oxygen, but come to find out I am. And come to find out, these are very, very harmless, but they still make you feel just completely just horrible, and that you're just near death, and it just feels like it lasts forever. So I just want to tell y'all that you're not alone. I deal with this stuff too, so often. I could be just sitting down watching a movie, enjoying myself, and all of a sudden, it'll just come on me, and I'm like, okay, most of the times I can't control them, but not all the time. Sometimes I let them get the best of me, and it takes over, and I have to go through that process of trying to bring it back down, and breathe, and get it together, and all of that. So I'm learning every day, how to try to deal with it, along with depression and everything. So on top of all that stuff. So anyways, I just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys about, when I first, knew exactly what a panic attack was, and actually dealt with it and experienced it, which is a scary thing to go through. So I want you guys to let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. If you deal with panic attacks or you have them on a regular, comment below and let me know, ways that you deal with it. Ways that you can relieve it, and not just ways that you can soothe it. Ways that you relieve it. Yeah. Just let me know ways that you relieve it, and we can help each other through this. I will be talking more about this just because this is something that I deal with on a daily basis. I mean, it don't happen every day, but dealing with anxiety is something that you carry with you every day. And so I get it, because we don't always feel our best or feel like we want to bring awareness to it. But, when you finally get to that place where you can talk about it, that's a good thing, because you could be helping someone else, and someone else can be helping you. Find ways to deal with it. So the more ideas that you have, I want to know what you guys do to relieve yours, because it may be tips that can help me when I'm somewhere and I can control it and breathe my way through it, and it's not as noticeable. I wish they would come out with something when you're in the middle of a panic. I know they probably got little things, but no, like, we need something. I don't know. Somebody should invent it. I put it out there. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'm glad you guys tuned in with me. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed my video. I will be back because I'm gonna be uploading videos every week on y'all. So stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that y'all know when I'm posting stuff. Support your girl. Hit the button. It don't cost nothing. It's literally free 99. Bye y'all. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.